Back gang, it's Delta from Delta's Game, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to tank Hiath, the final boss in Veteran Dragonstar Arena. This is just a simple strategy. It's not the only strategy, it's not the best, but just some way you can do it. So if you and your group are struggling with Veteran Dragonstar Arena, this is how you do it. For this I'll be using my T3 build, which essentially is 5-piece Top of Favors, though I did switch to 5-piece Alkosh with the jewelry, just so I can have some more offensive potential for my group. Either way, slight changes to the build, T3 tank, my perspective, and an easy way to finish the final boss. So as soon as you walk in the fight, you can come to the front platform, though you're going to have a little bit of dialogue before the fight starts. Very first thing, you're going to go to the platform where Hiath spawns. Now your group's going to be in the way back to avoid something called the fire mechanic. So essentially it's going to be you just self-sustaining with the heal, defensives, CC breaking, so on and so forth. So basically the thing you need to know is your team needs to be in the very far back. You can do a charged up, fully charged heavy bow attack and snipe it before you go, but it's just best to stand clear in the back in the gates where the spawn is. You go to that green circle where the boss is and just tank them by yourself. So this really isn't that hard of a fight, still at CP 160. Really, you just have to be aware of his mechanics, timely block, and have self-heals. On my Dragonknight build, I use Igneous Shields along with Vigor for my self-heals, so it's not a big deal. You're going to get fire within the first 10 seconds usually, so you got to realize that's when it's going to come. It's going to look like this. You're going to have Hiath, who stands still, puts his hand up in the air, and channels his fire attack. The whole reason you came here and your group is clear in the back where the blue circle is so they don't get the fire. And now you're going to need to head where the green arrow is and place the fire at the edge of the lava nearest your team. After a certain duration, it's going to explode, it's going to be at your feet, and you can go back to your team and then regroup. So just so you know, don't panic. You can see my health. I just use Igneous Shields, use Vigor, you can use Absorb Magic, a variety of different things. The fire does not hurt that hard. It really doesn't. In essence, run back to your team, don't panic, and get ready for the next phase. When you're running back, just use Igneous Shields, Vigor, like I said, and you can put the fire at a variety of different places. The place I put it in this video is probably not the best. We were just kind of derping around. But yeah, you want to place it so you can easily chain the atro. One fire circle is going to spawn one atro. Another reason why your team's in the back. So you're going to chains this guy. Just notice there's a chains bug, and I have to use a potion sometimes in order to chains. Number two, sometimes the atro's health resets for whatever reason. Ideally, change the atro in quick. Hold it down, start debuffing it so it gets down quick. Do not forget to taunt the boss when it gets back in range, otherwise it will one-shot one of your party members. So look for the blue line and make sure the boss is taunted as it comes in. So I get the chains bug, so I have to use a potion, as you see right there, get him taunted, debuffed, and get ready for the next phase, which is knowing what's going on next. At 75% of the boss's health, there's going to be two adds, a melee and a caster. Same thing at 50%, and the 25% is called a suck-in, but you're not going to be there for it. Essentially what you're going to do is take the adds away from the DPS and the healer. You're going to have to self-heal and sustain by yourself. This allows your team to DPS solely the boss, making this fight 1,000 times easier because you're avoiding a lot of mechanics. The downside is you don't have a pocket healer, you don't have spear shards, and you don't have repentance. So just know at 75%, you're taking the adds, not taunting the boss, running back. At 50%, you're coming back, grabbing two adds, and going back. It's not exactly the easiest for the tank to do, but it makes this a whole lot easier to clear it. Okay, and on this specific fight, we have kind of a screw-up. B, my friend, the healer, kind of had a little DC or internet connection problem. So I'm still going to show you this run because it's not perfect. I want to show you guys you can problem solve through it. So essentially I'm going to hit my Warhorn so the DPS can really push it to 75% and get those adds to spawn. That's really important that you don't have to wait another phase. And I think it's about 65 seconds before it happens. Now we get the spawns. You got melee, which is your number one priority, and range is your number two. Just remember, depending on where the boss faces is depending on where these portals are going to be. So in this video, I kind of have them facing in a weird way, so I taunt the range first. Really taunt the melee first. It's super important because as soon as the melee comes out, he's going into uppercut mode trying to one-shot one of your allies. So allies, be aware of that. You need to be able to block. Now, so what happens here is the healer is supposed to take the boss, you take the adds, and then they isolate the boss, you kill it, you come back at 50%. That doesn't happen. B has a disconnect, and so I'm just going to show you how to kind of problem solve through that, because like all things, nothing's perfect, and sometimes you just have to muscle your way through content. Okay, the portal spawn. We got ads behind us, and this is where it gets kind of a little crazy. You can see B's character not moving, but we just got to problem solve through it. Use the Igneous Shields into Vigor. I'm telling you, it's such a powerful heal, and I don't know why other DKs use it. So we're kind of discussing, do we keep going, or do we wipe? And then we're like, heck no, let's just keep doing this. So I'm going to use a tripod. My main source is sustained. I'm going to slow it down here, is using Igneous Shields to proc my stamina. Keeping Shuffle up and keeping Volatile Armor up as best I can. Remember that I have Absorb Magic, which is a really nice self-heal if a caster is shooting a single target ability on you. Also, Corrosive Armor or Magma Armor is just so powerful for a DK. It's going to give you a huge flood of resources and prevent you from dying for a short duration. So all I'm doing is just spamming Igneous Shields. I got Corrosive up, so this tells me right now I can fully charge Heavy Attack, and that's so I can get back on that stamina. Fully charge Heavy Attack in between mechanics is so important. You don't really have to focus on taunting here, because if no one's damaging them, they more likely than not going to go back to the group. So ideally you just have 2 mobs in here doing this, but I got 3, whatever, let's deal with it. So when we go back, there's going to be a lot of fire lines. So rotate your abilities, heavy charge, fully charge heavy attack when they're not doing a big melee cleave to you, and you can survive this. Use Vigor. Remember, don't spam Vigor. It's 5 seconds of healing, so give yourself a 5-second Vigor with Igneous Shields right before it to get the most bang for your buck. So don't always spam it. Shuffle is going to save your life a lot here. Now fire comes, we got to go back. This is going to be hard. There's going to be fire lines. There's going to be ads hitting me, and you're just going to have to do your best to survive here. I'm close to a magma shell, so that's really, really good. Also, the caster is going to cast Meteor on me, just like PvP. Oh boy, but I made it. Woo! Let's regroup with our group, and we got Atros again. So I'm going to chain him in, and we did recover. B's internet's getting a little bit better, so I'm going to retaunt everything here, and then wait till she gets the boss. So she has the boss isolated. I'm going to keep these ads facing away from the group and taunt it as best I can, and they're going to kill the flame Atro for me. Now they're going to get some DPS time, and essentially what you're going to do is run away until the ads, another set of ads, come at 50%. You can see a Nova back there. Sometimes you got negates, so I'm going to kind of bring these guys over here and let them push the boss. That's going to give me time to constantly DPS the boss without having to worry about these 2 ads, and you don't even have to kill them. I'm going to pull them back here for the fire phase so I don't get it. And then in comms, they're telling me when the boss is at 50% health so I can come back and get the other 2 ads. Now, that's a lot of things to taunt. So 4. You got to really prioritize on the right-hand side of getting that melee. So I'm just spamming my range taunt button. Spamming. Got him. Now I get the range. I get retaunt these guys here, and I'm just going to boogie. So try not to get the boss. You get negated. You might get Nova'd as well. Bring them all the way back, and then work on retaunting them. Corrosive Armor or Magma Armor is going to be your friend here. Save it for this specific instance. As you can see, there's just tons of crap beating on me. What this once again allows your team to do is not have to worry about 4 different ads and just be on the boss. You get things done a lot faster. As you can see, it's not that much pressure on me. I'm just going to maintain it. Use Tri Potions all the time. Magma Shell when it comes up. I'm constantly spamming Igneous Shields to get my stamina up. And really, you don't have to taunt them once they're back here after a while. And Magma Shell is up. Hit it just in case. And that's really it. Shout out to my team, Gilly Mac, Millie B, and Sypher PK, who gave me my favorite staff in the game, best Master Restoration staff ever, so thank you so much. Hopefully this video helped you out. It's kind of a painful fight, but that's just one strategy. There's a bunch of different strategies that you can use to incorporate it. This isn't necessarily the best, but hopefully it gives you a tank's perspective and can help you guys complete that and maybe get your own Master Restoration staff. Thanks so much for watching. I needed this for my Warden build, and now it is complete. Like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time. The Gosmer, and here it is. So if you're looking for something that can make you incredibly tanky and your group, even for magic users, this is the video for you. So let's explain how Gosmer works, where to get it, and if you should invest the time in getting it.